Scaling a business is not just about growth. It's about sustainable, repeatable, and ongoing growth. And why it's so important to focus on sustainability is because almost every business finds themselves in an absolute rat race around that $1 million mark because they undervalue real systems and real processes inside their business. Today, I'm going to walk you through 3 key pillars to build a sustainable and healthy business. Why scalability matters. Let's start with the definition of scalability. So definition of scalability is the ability to grow a business without having a lack of resources, systems, and processes to continue healthy growth. Businesses will start to face bottlenecks at different various points. The biggest turning point for businesses is around that $1 million mark. At that point, the businesses is starting to interfere with too many customer problems, too many sales challenges, too many ongoing growth problems. And that's the major milestone within most of businesses. Some start to interfere and start to feel the pressure around that $400,000 to $600,000 a year mark. But up until that point, it is pretty much founder-led. All right, so getting right into it, the 3 pillars of creating a sustainable business model. Number 1, systems and processes. I was the founder that just flew by the seat of his pants and hoped everything was going to work out. And I was successful up to about $1 million in revenue. And then I was absolutely drove insane. I didn't know who was paying me when. I didn't know how to continue to get the right leads in. I couldn't service my customers at the right, time and when they needed me. I was going insane. And it's because I undervalued systems and processes. And what does that actually mean? So we need to unpack what systems and processes you should be considering and when. So the first and foremost is a documentation source. Some people reference this as a CRM as well. I highly recommend that you lean in as soon as you start getting sales in a business to go ahead and make a decision on what CRM or documentation process you're going to follow. I know a lot of businesses like to start as simple as a spreadsheet, and that is fine, but having a single source of truth within the business is absolutely critical. The next pillar inside of the business, now that you have your systems and processes documented in one single piece, is technology. So I've already referenced a few pieces of key technology that you need to leverage to be able to put your systems and processes into. But as you start to leverage these systems, what technology do you actually activate and when? And so this is a easy framework that I start to follow when we start a new business venture or we really start to get things off the ground. So once I have how to acquire a customer and fulfill a customer and how customers can contact us for questions inside of my CRM, I then go to the technology realm and I start to look at how do I automate responses out of the CRM? How do I automate my support tickets? And then how do I automate Zoom meetings being created, calendar invites being created? This is like technology 101 leveraged inside of a business. I know too many business owners that run around chasing this opportunity and that opportunity, and they simply forget about them, or it's too hard to actually work with that business. The number 1 driver in ongoing sales is sales availability. I know that's our favorite topic. Our favorite topic is revenue and growth and top line, and that's what's sexy and attractive in business, and it's fun. But if you are not available or easy to work with, your interested consumers will run away to your competitors. That is a fact. I have faced that many times. And so the key technologies that I would focus on implementing, again, once the basics are inside of the CRM, is the ability for a customer to book time with you and make it the whole scarcity of you have a full calendar and you're impossible to get a hold of, that will lose sales. So have 10-minute slots or 15-minute slot availability where they can contact you easily and get on your calendar and it distribute a Zoom link, Google Meets link, whatever conferencing software you're using, or if you're an in-person business, easy to set a meeting to walk into your place of business. You have to be available. So that's a key technology element I would focus on immediately. The next one I'd really start to focus on is once a lead is interested in your business, getting out your proof, your promise, and how you can actually fulfill both of those for them. So all of these CRMs that we've talked about in our previous pillar allow you to send emails, text messages, and fast communication upon a lead coming into the system. You have to immediately, as soon as someone's interested in your business, you have to be able to establish credibility. So you need to deliver that in proof, promise, and how. If you deliver it in those three simple buckets, that drives forward credibility very fast. And if you have that easy availability, easy to work with, established within the business, you're already ahead of most of your competition. So the next technology piece that I like to establish early on in the business is actually for post-sale. So you're a customer of our business. How can you get information as fast as possible? All of these CRMs that we've talked about up to this point also have a customer support desk. You need to sit down and you need to document your frequently asked questions within the business. How do I log in? How do I update billing information? How do I contact my account rep? How do I upgrade services? How do I downgrade services? You need to make a document of every single one of these and how to do it successfully, and then put that inside of your customer support desk inside of your CRM. So from a technology perspective, from like one-on-one of systems technology people, is being able to have that availability, easy to work with, being able to communicate that proof, promise, and how you're actually going to deliver it, and then your customers actually being able to be served fast and get answers fast. So the third pillar that we want to discuss today is people. I personally made the mistake of doing this opposite. I hired people, then technology, and then systems and processes. And so what that created was too much dependency on people's skills. We are human, we are great, we can do amazing things, but we have off days, we have off weeks, we have, all these other elements that can create inconsistency. And so when you build a business on people, tech, and then systems, you're too dependent on a lot of variables that you cannot control. And I personally made this mistake many times in my career, and I just want to echo that it needs to go founder, vision, systems, processes from that founder, then technology, and then people. You also need to be able to bring people into an ecosystem where they feel like they can know the business, learn the business fast, and have a successful onboarding into the business. If you have a good business and you bring people in, but there's no documentation, there's no SOPs, there's no how to sell a customer, there's no how to fulfill a customer, they are simply going to be at your mercy. So they're going to be contacting you every single day. How do I do this? How do I do that? Asking for your sign off to do this, to do that. And so that is why it goes systems, tech, then people, because you need to put them into the systems tech and let the person be exceptional at what they do, whether that's sales, whether that's customer support, whether that's, development, marketing, doesn't matter. You have to have the basics and the foundations put in so that your people can be successful. The reason you see a lot of small businesses have a lot of turnover is because humans need a mission. They need clarity. They need a path forward. And if you do not deliver that in the systems and practices within the business, you can be motivated for a short term by capital, money, paycheck, but it only lasts so long. They got to understand how they can see their future and their career developing. And so that is why I put so much emphasis on systems, tech, and then people. I also want to make a recommendation. If you're just now starting to hire, I highly recommend to hire off of future self. And what does that actually mean? So one of the things we do here at Sales AI is you're interested in a sales role. Awesome. You submit your resume, go through the process. But one of the first things we ask you for is for you to create a 3-year resume of your future self. This enables you to get a glimpse for determination, who that person wants to be, and to see if they can see further than just next week or tomorrow. This is a strong element to making sure you're hiring good on culture, and to also make sure you're getting someone motivated that you are wanting to work with long term. It also helps you understand what's important to that individual. Does that individual align with what you're wanting to do with your business? If it doesn't, go ahead and just say no. People understand that sometimes opportunities are not right for them. But this is an easy exercise you can start to implement, and it costs absolutely nothing. And you start to hire off of what people want to achieve versus what they have achieved, which I am a big believer that the past is simply a point of reference, not a point of residence. And so the past can be great, but what does that person want to achieve in the future? Again, you're building a company and you need people to be able to see that future, and it's easy to take their future wants, needs, and demands and be able to see if you can align that with where the company's going. Now I'm gonna walk through how to actually start doing this, because we just went through a lot of information, a lot of systems, a lot of names, and I wanna start with point number one. Start small. Start by simply creating Google documents or screen recordings of how you sell a customer, how you fulfill a customer, how you retain a customer, how you market to a customer, and how you take care of that customer long term. If you have the core functions documented, such as sales, marketing, finance, and operations, that is a big start. A lot of businesses don't even have a document on how to do any of that. And that's where the competitive edge has never been so easy in business. If you simply slow down and actually document step by step how you're achieving these things, a couple things happen. One, you can actually measure things because it's documented. So now you can begin to measure what's successful, what is not successful. Two, it's repeatable. So if it's on a document, a smart human can read a document and understand how to complete a task. And number three, it creates that ongoing sustainability because you're measuring it, you're improving it, and you're making your system better long term. But start small by simply putting all this onto a Google document. Leverage some AI to clean it up, put it in some chat GPT, make the SOP super clean, super organized, and also challenge yourself a little bit. Ask a few questions. Hey, is this the best way to serve my customers? Whether you're B2B, B2C, doesn't matter. I would start by simply making these documents, making these recordings, and putting them inside of a Google Drive or whatever is equivalent for you. With that being said, I want to put a wrap on this video. Scaling a business is not easy, but it's absolutely worth it and will keep your sanity long term. I'm curious, did you get any key value points? Drop a comment below. And also, we'll see you in the next video. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.